Ah, that's never good. You got all those vultures flying over you. Well, good morning. We're at the Suwannee River today. It's the first time that I've been on the river. We're going to go Suwannee south. We're going to put in at Fanning Springs in Florida, and we're going to go down to Suwannee, Florida on the Gulf of Mexico. This is sobering. Evidently the sturgeon in here will jump, and these sturgeon can get up to a couple 100 pounds and about 4 or 5 feet big, and they jump, and if you unlucky enough to hit them as you're going down the river, it could be a nasty accident. Joe Anderson boat ramp looks pretty good. We'll put in here and then we'll get on the river, and we're going to go south to the Gulf of Mexico. Part 1 of the exploration of the Suwannee River. It's a little bit overcast today. It's only about 60 degrees, so it's going to be a little bit of a nippy start. As we take 90 seconds to travel the 35 miles from Fanning Springs, Florida to the Gulf of Mexico in the town of Suwannee, Florida, I will show you that the river is wide, slow moving, and in their good weather conditions, quite calm. There are a few objective hazards that I saw along the way, such as a tree or a log sticking up out of the river closer to the edge than to the center of the river, and they were mostly marked with buoys. I will tell you from looking at my depth finder and watching the chart as I move down the river, there is a channel in the river where it's usually about 12 feet to 10 feet deep. Along the edges, it can get very shallow, up to 1 to 2 feet. On right-hand bends, as in any river, the deepest water is closest to the shore to the bend. So if you're taking a right bend, stay to the right, left, stay to the left. As you work your way down the river and you get closer to Suwannee, the river is definitely affected by tides. So both the water level and the current will increase or decrease depending on what stage the tide is in. Make sure you know and are aware that you're on a rising tide or a falling tide. Take this information only as a guide. It was how the river was on the day that I wrote it. Your results will vary depending on weather, tides, and the state of the river, i.e. low, medium, or in flood stage. It's low tide right now, sort of a rising tide, and I'm in 2 feet of water. As you go out to the Gulf, there's spoil islands on either side, so coming out in the Gulf wasn't my main objective, so I'm going to head on back, get in deeper water. It's amazing that this is only 2 feet deep right here. I mean, just coming in that little bit, we went from 2 feet out there to 5 feet right in here. I tell you what, having this Lowrance chart plotter fish finder is a game changer. I no longer have to guess how many feet are underneath this boat. I know, pretty much exactly. That's never good. You got all those vultures flying over you. What is it with me and birds lately? Up on the old Suwannee River. Turns to beautiful crystal clear water. You should be able to see this crystal clear water turn to cedar tainted water as soon as we hit the river. That concludes today's exploration of the Suwannee River. We started in Fanning Springs and went about 71 miles round trip, so 35 miles one way, down to Suwannee on the Gulf of Mexico. I imagine I burned about 11 gallons of gas. There are two springs that you can visit. You can visit Fanning Springs here on your jet ski. You can't go in Manatee Springs. Thanks for coming along today, and thanks for supporting the channel. If you like the Waverunner content, please subscribe, give us a like. It really helps the channel. And part 2 is coming up, where we'll go from Fanning Springs north on the Suwannee. And have a great day.